Now, on Wednesday, President Trump admitted to being open to getting opposition research on his opponents that would be funded by and conducted by a foreign government. Now, that is, of course, illegal, wildly illegal, as you cannot take campaign contributions from a foreign government. Now, that led, of course, to Fox host Brian Kilmeade accidentally making a pretty good point against it. Let's take a look.
Well, put it this way, nothing's free in this world. You don't want a foreign government or a foreign entity giving you information because they're going to want something back. And if anybody knows that, it's the president, because there is no free lunch. If someone gives you information, then they're going to want influence. I think the president's got to clarify that. That's why I'm glad he's coming on tomorrow, because he opened himself wide up to attacks. And Ainsley, I think you agree. If China does say, hey, President Trump, I got information on Pete Buttigieg, because we know at South Bend you can get up to a lot of no good. There's a lot of things going on there. The president should say, hey, keep it. I got this, right, because I don't want to owe China or Russia something in return.
Well, think about it.
Oh, my God. Brian Kilmeade just made a good point. Write this one down for the record book, man, because I actually agree with Brian Kilmeade for the most part. For the most part, of course. But I love how he says, president needs to clarify, of course. Because he did not just say what I thought he said, and that taking opposition research, because, hey, there's no free lunch. He's absolutely right on that one. Now, ironically, he also makes the case against all political funding without even noticing it. Now, I mean, again, if China wants to give information that helps a certain candidate win, whether it be Republican, Democrat, whatever, right, then they're going to want something in return. Or else, why would you be helping that candidate win? I mean, look, that's the whole point of lobbying. That's the whole point of campaign contributions, in order to get something back. Whether it be a foreign government, whether it be a lobbyist, or anything, right? Now, but Jeff, what about if you give $5 to Bernie Sanders? Well, yes, that means my $5, I want to influence Bernie Sanders to do the stuff that will help me and my family and this country. Things like Medicare for all, things like a living wage, etc. Yes, that is influence, but it's different because, and this is why it's different, right? If you get small donors, lots of small donors, then you are you're asking your representative to represent you, to represent people. If you're a giant corporation and you give $5 million to a candidate, well, that $5 million is basically going to outweigh that $5, and that big corporation is going to influence that politician far more than the person who gives $5. That's why I'm in favor of not just small contributions, but actually in favor of getting rid of all political contributions. I'll explain that. But first, we need to have, look, as far as the influence goes, this is why we have, from foreign governments, it's why we have a ban on foreign donations, right? And why we should have a ban on all contributions. Now, you might be asking, but well, now wait a minute. How are our politicians going to actually raise money then? Simple. Public financing of elections. That's it. And, by the way, the TV networks, I believe all TV networks should be required by law to give candidates equal airtime for free. Oh my God, oh no! Now that, of course, will make people's heads explode, as well as anybody who takes corporate money or spends corporate money. But if you're going to ban foreign money from elections, which we have because of influence, right? Then you should ban all private money from elections for the same reason. Why is it okay for wealthy Americans and corporations to have an outsized influence in our elections? It's not. It's not okay. And that's why I think Brian inadvertently makes a fantastic point, because he says there is no free lunch. He says you don't want somebody giving you information or a campaign contribution, because that's what it is, because you're going to want something back. Well, thank you for making such a great, obvious, albeit accidental point. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.